Hello everyone. Today I'm gonna talk about a very special poem written by Alfred Tennyson. It is called In Memoriam. First, it's an extended elegy for Arthur Henry Hallam. Arthur Henry Hallam was the beloved friend and best friend of Alfred. He died in a very young age. I'm not sure, but I think he died when he was 23 or something, and he died suddenly. Another thing about this poem is the number of poems, and it has 130 poems in. Uh, I'm gonna talk about the title. The title, before it was called In Memoriam, it first was called The Way of Soul, and I think this title really reflected how emotional and spiritual to him writing this poem. I really like it, The Way of Soul. Let's move to the fourth poem, which is I'm gonna talk about something about it. First, I'm gonna read and recite only the first two stanzas. To sleep I give my powers away. My will is banishment to the dark. I sit within a hymnless park, and with my heart I muse and say, O heart, how fair it is with thee now, that thou should fail from thy desire, who scarcely dares to inquire, what is make me beat so low? The theme is sadness and grief. It's very obvious. Like, it's his friend's death. Of course, he will be sad and grief. So, I'm gonna talk about the personal experience aspect and how it is related to the theme and how it is a part of the theme in 3 points. The first point is individuality. He's all alone, left with himself. So when you first read it, you will recognize that he used the first person narrator like 3 times. In the first line, I give. In the third line, I sit. And in the last line, I amuse. I think he's very lonely now. Yani, in addition to his loneliness, he say that he is the only one here who can tell what it's like to lose your dearest friend. And I think it must be tough for him to take all this loneliness, to be alone, because the only one who will understand you is your best friend, and now he's dead. Another significant point about this is the personification. The personification is when you give something in a human thing. And he's now addressing his heart, making him a person. I'm not really sure, but I think him using personification here is great. Maybe he wanted to distance himself from himself, like separating his heart aside. Because obviously now his heart is full of sadness and depressing feelings, and he wants to keep his heart away from himself. In other words, he cannot accept his friend's death well. And it reminds me of a quotation by محمود درويش وجدت نفسي قرب نفسي فابتعدت. I really like this. Another significant thing, a point, is the use of pun. The pun is when the word suggests 2 meanings. I think Alfred here really played with words. Like, when I first read it, I thought his heart is beaten, like he's defeated by his heart. As we know, like his heart now is overflowed with the sorrow, misery, and sadness because of his friend's death. And I think the use of pun here created a vividly image of his condition. It's very clear. So, to sum up, I think Alfred managed to say goodbye to his friend by writing this poem, and he managed to show and share his personal experience successfully by using the 3 points of individuality, personification, the use of pun that created the person experience aspect. So thank you for your listening and have a very good day.